Greetings survivors and friends, SHADOWFRAX here, chasing down all the major news in Rust development and forcing it to own up to exactly what we're expecting to see in next week's PC patch, including a new attachment. But first, Rust is yet again dipping its legs into a real-world collab with in-game consequences, and in case you haven't read it, Wallpaper are producing a special real-life rendered-in-rubber pair of frog boots. Wallpaper being, of course, the originators of the actual thing, a pair of which I've owned for a very long time, naturally. These ones are a premium limited black and green variant available for pre-order and will also grant purchasers an exclusive item of headgear for the PC Master Race version only, a preview of which you can see here, and I'm still waiting to find out what the protection stats are, but I believe they will be unique, and something tells me these might be a bit of a status symbol on vanilla. Please note, these are on pre-order only at the Mo, with shipping towards the end of the year, and the in-game welly hat won't be available until shipping happens. In the meantime, please enjoy these images. There's no mention in the blurb about the new boots giving radiation protection, so I'm going to assume they do for the price and that they'll be perfectly safe to wear in and around Chernobyl, but don't quote me on that. Sadly, this won't also give you access to the in-game frog boots, which were given out for those who were here in early access, and I would definitely like to see a full frog armor set one day, but what do you think? Answers below. Wallpaper is finally coming next week, as shown in my last vid. There will be 4 basic colours available for crafting as a default item, costing 20 cloth per panel. That's blue, red, yellow and green. As for the 22 others, there'll be a DLC pack, not sure on price yet, and there have been some slight lineup changes from last week. Glow boards have been removed, sadly, or maybe not sadly, as they'd be pay to glow, probably, and these have been replaced by a couple of new ones, namely Yellow Stripe and Blue Diamond. Hopefully, lots of other wallpaper skins are rolled out in future, and for admins, there are some new wallpaper console commands being added, which I will stick in the description for you, if I remember. Something else that seems to be a late addition, hopefully making it into this patch, is a new weapon attachment. I present the GCO, or Gas Compression Overdrive, and here's a snapshot of the stats. It's an internal weapon mod which compresses and directs gases used for cycling the weapon to the barrel, effectively increasing projectile velocity and damage at the expense of cycle rate. So as you can see, it'll give plus 30% to velocity and plus 20% to damage, but minus 20% to fire rate and plus 10% to recoil. This should hopefully be coming in the next patch, subject to change, but let me know your thoughts below. As mentioned before, there were plans to make some TTK increases with an attire protection buff pass, but I'm not sure if these will be ready for the next patch. I guess we'll see over the next week. There will of course be the new digital clock coming in the next patch, which will let you set alarms to automate circuits based on server time. See the last couple of vids for details about that. And the Colorblind settings from Hack Week are being merged and are on staging now in the accessibility tab in the options. These will let you control the colours of tree markers, stat bars, name tags, monument blocked visualizations, mushrooms, holocytes and laser detectors, including presets for Protonopia, Deuteranopia, Tritonopia and custom combos. And of course, if you're not colorblind but just fancy tripping out with blue mushrooms or yellow lasers, then go for it, I say. In other changes, dynamic vendor pricing's being adjusted again. The default price update frequency is changing from 5 down to 3 hours, and there will be an automatic adjustment to this for weekly and bi-weekly tagged servers. Pause here for details. Oh, and picking up a door with a door controller attached now gives you back the door controller. Huzzah! Over to works in progress, and as you may be aware, the biggest update of the year probably is being slated for October, and as a recap, the team are working on a major update to World Generation with new procedural lakes, canyons and oases, plus totally revamped rivers. As shown last week, underwater dive sites are being redone too, and I'm sure there'll be a lot more to show on all of this over the next month, so please stay tuned and I'll show you when I get it. Water wells are being changed too, with new food and tea caches being added, and even some water wells getting an NPC vendor, it seems, just in case you'd like a premium bottle of water, I guess, with a guaranteed rad content probably. There'll also be a hefty number of new DLC items, including more frontier stuff like a hazmat, hatchet, blunderbuster skin, high caliber revolver, and as we can see this week, new frontier gate and high wall skins. No images yet sadly, but I will attempt to extract them as soon as I can. Right, I think that'll be all for you lot this week. Tune in next week to find out what else gets added and a roundup of the patch. leave a like and a sub to the channel. If you fancy it, feel free to join me elsewhere, such as Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, Discord, and my Steam group. Links are below. You can support this channel here with YouTube memberships and Patreon too. I shall catch you all soon, but in the meantime, keep calm and stay rusty. Cheerio. Reddit.